Are you thinking about downsizing your home to save money? Before you do, you might be surprised by what's actually happening in today's market. Another big key piece to this is that if you are in the process of buying a property or think about buying a home, at some point, this happens to everybody, you may either want to downsize or you want to go up. So, all this stuff is very relevant because as time goes on, things are going to change. Your focus is going to change. Your family size may change. And all these things are going to play a vital role into all of this. So, we're going to primarily focus today about the downsizing part of that process and what that means. Now, for a lot of people that are just thinking, like, hey, just because you're moving into a smaller home, that does not mean your payment is going to drop. In fact, with rising home prices and interest rates, you could end up paying the same or even more for less space. But does that mean you shouldn't downsize? Absolutely not. You just need to know what you're getting into. And have you considered downsizing recently? Drop a comment down below and let me know what's holding you back. So, a couple main things that we're going to talk about today is going to be the main points of like what factors you should be looking at. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the reality of downsizing in today's market. With home values rising significantly over the last few years, and really since let's say 2014ish, that's when we saw a really big shift in the housing market. And since then, it has just continued to go up, where the median home price is over $400,000 and the median price of a starter home is over $200,000 as well. So it's just really going to depend on what you're downsizing to, and does that make financial sense and lifestyle change, which I think is the big factor and driver for a lot of people that are thinking about downsizing. Now, before you're like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and sell our place and downsize, you definitely want to be able to talk with a professional about what your options look like, what things are going to change, so you can anticipate, yes, my mortgage payment is going to go down, or no, my mortgage payment is going to stay the same or go up. Or how do you leverage the cash that you get from the sale of your property and just pay cash for the next property? That could be an option, which I think would probably be your best option. So that way you don't have a mortgage payment and then you're kind of able to do what you want to be able to do. Now, with that comes normally when people downsize, we normally see them downsize from, let's say, a single family home that may be a couple thousand square feet into a condo or a smaller property with a smaller yard. And a lot of that has to do with the maintenance that goes into a property, which obviously, as you get, in theory, right, downsizing, as you get older, you want things to be a lot easier. I currently want everything to be easy around the house. That's why I pulled all the landscaping out and just have grass to keep things simple. That's my philosophy. It's not for everybody, but it definitely has a big factor. And so, why people switch into looking at condominiums, which have their own challenges, and I do have a whole bunch of videos on condos, and I will be doing a new one here in the next 2 months that's very detailed. It will be somewhat boring, to be honest with you, but it's stuff that you just need to know going into HOAs. If you've been in one, they can be a total nightmare if you're not prepared for them. But an HOA, right, with a condo, the good part is that normally you're going to have a lot less maintenance to no maintenance. So those are things that, may be attractive to what you're looking for. You may be looking at 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 1-bath condos. Doesn't really make a difference as long as you're happy and it makes you happy. But when you're looking over the condo documents or HOA documents because you bought in a subdivision or planned unit development, make sure you understand what's included with that, so you don't have one idea of, hey, this is everything that's going to be done for me, and then it's not. So that just causes a lot of issues. HOA fees vary widely based on the condo association, how old the building is, if they need additional type of insurance that goes with that. All that's going to be factored into this piece. And just to reiterate that lifestyle change, most people will downsize for that lifestyle change, maybe having more of a walkable neighborhood or a community with a lot of amenities. just opens things up for a lot of individuals. But again, you got to really look at that the case. Like, should you be downsizing with cash? Because the same conversation happens on the upswing, right? If people are trying to buy a bigger property, should you have thought about that before and bought a maybe 3 bedroom, 2 bath instead of a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, right? And that's why when you talk with a real estate professional, they should guide you through, or you should be asking questions of what is the most sellable property that you should buy, right? And again, it's about planning for the future, or the ease of being able to transfer real estate. And I talk about this in one of my other videos, is that if you buy let's say a studio condo, if it's in an area that has a lot of studios, it's common, a lot of transient, you're able to rent units out. Okay, different story. That can, most likely it's easier to transfer that. But if you would look at a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, let's say, property, I feel like that would be a lot more transactional, meaning that more people would come in and buy that versus a studio apartment. So those are just things to consider when you're going through that home journey, because you don't want to get stuck with a property that you don't, that's just too much for you, or whatever the case may be. But that's why maintenance of a property is so important. Recently I went on a road trip to a place I always go to for the last 5 years. There's a home that over the last 5 years, man, it used to be beautiful, and now it's completely dilapidated. So they could have sold their home, made a lot of money. Now, basically, the house is useless, and the only thing they're getting money for is the land, which drastically reduces that. So that's another piece to the downsizing piece, is like, you need to really act according to what your lifestyle is, and all the components that go into that. Now, if you guys have questions about that, please drop a comment down below. Always happy to help you with that. Now, look, at the end of the day, downsizing is a personal decision. It could be a smart move, but only if you understand the full financial picture. With your biggest concerns, what are you guys' biggest concerns about downsizing? Again, drop them down in the comment below. Schedule a call with me. Always happy to help and walk you through anything that you have. Even if you guys don't end up working with me, I just want to be able to get you the information that you need. Hopefully you guys got some good info. Drop a comment. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys soon.